When I first started playing guitar and I started being influenced by people like Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page, I realized they had two things. You could almost separate them. One, they had great music. First and foremost, what did the music sound like? But secondly, they had things they did live that were uniquely their own. I mean, Hendrix went up on stage. He would look at a guitar like this and say, "I'm going to smash you, then I'm going to burn you." So he smashed and burned guitars. Then you had Jimmy Page walking up on stage with a violin bow on a bridge that doesn't work very well with a bow because a violin bridge is like this. A guitar bridge is very flat. It doesn't sound good, but it looks cool. So he walked up on stage and went, And so I thought, well, wait, maybe I can come up with something. I'm left-handed. I wasn't good using a bow like that. I didn't feel cool. I didn't feel cool like Jimmy Page. I didn't have enough money to smash and burn my guitars. So what I started to do is play simple things over the neck. I would play like... That's one of the things I started to play. And then I started getting bored playing rhythm guitar, where I'd be, because when you play rhythm guitar, 99% is singing over it. So I started to amuse myself by just developing tricks. And I developed this technique of playing over and under the neck, where I called it the over-under. And I'm going to demonstrate it and show you exactly what I do. And it's been really nice because over the years, I've had, for example, Corey from the band Trivium come up to me and say, I was really influenced by that and that we do your over-under technique. And so I just wanted to add something new and be myself, like my heroes, like Jimi Hendrix, like Jimmy Page. And it sounds like this. 1, 2. I called this the over-under technique for the obvious reason that I'm playing over and under the neck. But what I tried to do, and what you heard in that last piece, is make it really flashy. There's no question. It's a live stage move. It's my equivalent of Hendrix smashing guitars or Jimmy Page using a bow. I don't use that in the studio. But what I do is to capture and get that technique, it's really about pivoting your thumb. And I usually rotate between my second finger and my first finger. And it's sometimes random. I don't know exactly which finger I'm going to use. It's just depending on where I go with it. And I also try to find open strings in keys. So in other words, like the key of B, the key of G, the key of D, keys like that accommodate this have to use open strings because I want it to sound musical. And I came up with one. The very end of the first riff, when it goes into the super mode, that's probably the least musical part of it. And I found because this technique is not it's not really for, quote, musicians, unquote. It's for the audience. And there's people out there that don't play an instrument. They want to be amazed and entertained. So what I do is I usually find like a... And it's really just moving my hand back and forth as fast as I can. I'd love to say, yeah, I'm hitting all these notes, but it's more visual. And it's a more visual part of that, where it just goes so fast it looks like a blur. And underneath especially, I like to write things underneath it that are really cool. So when I'm playing it, the music is still really good underneath. So that I can do this and people go, wow. And that's the wow factor of it.